Hello everyone, good afternoon. I have a really cute project to share with you today. But first, let me show you the project we're making today. Isn't this adorable? Look at this sweet little box. You fit a lot of different things in here, and you could obviously decorate it in a lot of different ways. But our little box has these cute little, they are Oreo mini brownies. Feels good. I found these in my grocery store, and so they fit this box perfectly, but you could fit a lot of things in this box. Now I have to tell you guys, I don't know what is going on outside my yard right now. There's like construction crews going on like in the street right outside my house, so I hope that the video is not going to pick up any of their noise. I'm honestly not sure what they're doing, but of course they chose right now to start it. Like 5 minutes ago there was nothing going on, and now all of a sudden there's like construction work going on outside. So it's fantastic. That's what today's gonna be like, I think. Before we get to the project though, there's a couple things that I want to mention. My first thing is my paper share, my product share. I'm doing a ribbon share to my paper share, my ribbon share. This is your last chance to get in on that. You have until January 4th to RSVP and pay for the product shares. So if you RSVP'd for a product share, I did send out emails to pay on yesterday, and if you want to be part of that product share, let me know. There's a link to the product shares in my video description. So if you're watching this before January 4th and you want to be part of it, let me know ASAP. All right, something else that I announced yesterday, which I'm so excited about, you guys. I hope you guys join me on this. I am doing a virtual bingo event. I'm super excited. I didn't put a link to that in the video description, but I will make sure to add that. There's also a link on my Facebook page that talks about my bingo event. But we're going to make 4 cards, and I'm going to show them real quick. But I'm featuring the sweet strawberry stamp set for my bingo event. So these are the 4 cards, just real quick sneak peeks of those. And all the information on my bingo event is on my blog. And again, after the video, I'll make sure to add that in the video description. But there's also a link that I posted yesterday. So today so I showed this box. We're going to make this cute little Oreo brownie box. Fits little Oreo brownies in there. And we're going to be using the Flowering Cactus. I keep wanting to call it Flowering Desert, but I think it's Flowering Cactus. The Flowering Cactus Product Medley. Now this is in the new mini catalog that is going live on Tuesday. And it is a whole product medley, which means that you're going to get in one box, you get the stamp set, you get the dies, there's designer series paper, there's embellishments, and in this case these are little felt embellishments. You can see on here, we're going to use them. These are little felt embellishments, and there's some linen thread and calypso coral, and then in the crumb cake that we all love. The dies are really cute. The stamp set is so much fun. I've been using this a ton. I just love it. The DSP, let me show you the DSP. The DSP is so gorgeous, and you get a ton of each sheet. I think you get 8 of each sheet. So there's this pattern, and then on the back is this like prickly kind of pattern, and we're actually using this pattern on the box we're making today. We're using a couple of different DSPs. This pattern, I mean, you can trim all these out with the dies, but I just love all of these cactuses. I just love them. Cacti, however you call it. And then the back of this one, I just love. It's just simple stripes. Just love it. This is probably my second favorite pattern. I just adore this pattern right here. I just love it. And then the back again, more stripes, and that's one that's on this box. And then these cactus, I love. Yeah, this DSP is so good. And look at the back of that one. That's not even like cactus. This one is so cute too. I love that one. And then the back, super simple. And then the last pattern in that package is this one, which is just so stunning, gorgeous, and then just a simple pattern on the back. So the DSP is pretty phenomenal. So don't miss this product medley. It's right at the beginning. It's right in the beginning with all the kits. So don't miss this product medley. So we're going to use this stamp set dies. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. We're going to use all that to make our little box. But before we make the box, well, before we get to all the stamping, we're going to make the box. So you will need a piece of cardstock that is 10 by 7. And in this case, I'm using Mossy Meadow. I'll grab my Simply Scored. And, okay, we are going to score it on the long sides. On the 10-inch side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, at 1 3/4. I'm looking at my measurements, trying to make sure I don't screw this up. At, oh, darn it, I did screw it up. Hold on, guys, we gotta cut another piece. I was scoring for the short side. Okay, let me find more Mossy Meadow. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, we're gonna have to trim this up. So, bear with me, guys. It wouldn't be a live video. I'm so distracted by what is going on outside. Okay, so 10 by 7. I knew that wasn't right as soon as I started that second or third score line. I knew I was on a bad track there. Okay. Okay, so on the 10-inch side, okay, so we just forget what I said at the beginning. On the 10-inch side, we're going to score it at 2, at 3 1/4, and at 8 3/4. Okay, so 2, 3 1/4, 8 3/4, and I'll put all these measurements in the video description as well, and they'll all be on my blog tomorrow morning too. This project will be on my blog. Okay, now on the 7-inch side, we want to score it 1/2 inch, at 1 3/4, at 3 3/4, and at 5. Okay, that looks much more doable. Okay, let's get my bone folder here. I'm going to burnish all these lines, all these score lines. This is a pretty simple box to make, and again, you could fit, where did my box go? You could fit a lot of different things in here. It's perfect for little candies or treats or jewelry or whatever you want to put in there. Okay. One more score line. This is our bottom down here. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of trimming. So first of all, we have this 1/2 inch score line on this side. We are going to, I'm going to flip it over so I can cut it. We're going to cut off the rectangles on the top and the bottom of that. So come off on the bottom, and I notched that in just a little bit. And then we're going to do the same up here, just notch in just a little bit. This is going to be our glue tab. And then we're going to cut off all of this. Okay. Okay, I cut that crooked, but we'll fix it. We'll go back. Okay, now the bottom here, so with your 1/2 inch tab here, so you have a tab that is, I believe, 1 1/4. 1 1/4 down here, and then you have 2 tabs up here. This is your bottom down here. So we're just going to go through, and on the rectangles, we're going to cut straight up the rectangles, and then we're going to notch in on the little squares here. Okay, that's going to take away some of our bulk. That's going to help this box go together easier. So straight up, take away some of that bulk, and okay. So this is our bottom. I'm gonna get all this trash out of the way. Oh my goodness. So this is the bottom. So I just notched in on these tabs. Okay, so now we're going to, I always need to kind of fit this together so I know. So this is going to be our flap that folds over. So this one right here. So we want to trim this straight. You can use bigger scissors. You can even use your paper trimmer if you wanted. So we're going to trim this straight. And we're going to trim this one. These little square tabs, we're going to notch in so that they fold in the box better. So I'm going to cut this piece off. We don't need that piece at all. And then I'm just going to notch in on these just a little bit. And that will help our box fold in a little bit better. Okay, so this is the part that's going to fold down. We have one side tab. This is going to be our other side tab. So we'll trim it this one. Again, we don't need this piece. We're going to trim that one off. we're just going to trim this at an angle. Okay? And they don't have to be perfect angles because nobody's going to look at your box and say, oh my goodness, it's crooked. Okay, and then we're just going to trim that piece off. So this is what it should look like. I'm going to lay it this way so I can get it all on the camera. So this is your 1/2 inch tab over here. This is your bottom and your top. We are going to round these corners. I'm going to bring in my detailed trio punch here. And I'm just going to round those corners for this tab. Okay, so that is all of the trimming on the box. Okay, so super simple. It's not too complicated. There's quite a bit of trimming, but it's not too bad. Okay, we're going to use our Stampin' Seal Plus. You can use whatever strong adhesive you want. And just going to fold that down to make our box. This is going to be our front, so that's going to be the last one we fold down. So let me put a little bit on the back piece here. Fold that in just like that. Then this is our front piece. So we're going to put a little bit more and just fold that one over. So, okay, so that is our box. Isn't that cute? Okay, let's get a little, if you missed the beginning, this is what's in them. I have these Oreo mini brownies. They look like this. They're pretty yummy. I found these in my grocery store, but I'm sure they're everywhere. But you can probably get them online as well. So I'm gonna tuck those in, and that is our little box. Okay, so let's get to decorating the box. I have some pieces of DSP. I have 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 1, and these are going to go on the sides. Again, I'm using all of that DSP from the Flowering Cactus Product Medley. I have 1 piece of DSP that is 5 1/4 by 1 3/4, and that's going to go on the front. And if you want to assemble your DSP before you put your box together, that's perfectly fine. I never think about that. And then I have 1 piece of DSP that is 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. We're going to use this little cactus pattern. But because it's going on the little flap that's folding over, I want to make sure to round the bottom corners of it. So use that detailed trio punch and round those bottom corners. Okay. So let's stick all of our DSP on. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus. For this is going to go right on this little flap right here. Let's make sure if you have a directional pattern, you make sure to put it right side up. These 1 inch strips are going to go on the side, 1 on each side, and you can cut another strip for the back if you want to decorate the back as well. But I don't think it's necessary to decorate the back, but that's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. If you wanted to decorate the back, you would just cut another piece that's the same size as the front, which is the 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. And all the measurements are going to be on my blog tomorrow, and I'll make sure to add these measurements when we're done. Okay. And this goes right on the front. Okay. Now we're going to use this little, we're going to make this little tag to hold this closed. So that's going to end up holding it closed in a minute, but isn't that cute? So different DSPs, but still super cute. I love all the coordination. Okay, let's get to our stamping and our inking. So I have a piece of vanilla, and I'm actually going to pull in my Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer stamp set, and I want to make sure that I'm getting good coverage, especially with this large cactus. So I'm going to pull in 2 inks. I'm going to pull in my Pear Pizzazz ink, and I'm going to pull in some Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to ink it in my Pear Pizzazz, and then I'm going to grab one of our blending brushes. These are new, coming in the catalog, the mini catalog. They're fantastic. We're going to use it in a minute too. And I'm just going to add a little bit of that darker Mossy Meadow. I'm just going to kind of pounce it onto my stamp, and that's going to add some really fun shading on there. I'm going to stamp that down, and so you're going to get some light and dark areas. Super cute. So that is it with the Pear Pizzazz and the Mossy Meadow. So we're going to put those aside, and I'm going to pull out my gorgeous grape for our greeting. Put the stamp away. And I'm just going to stamp this to the side here. We're going to die cut that cactus. So stamp this, hopefully it's straight. We're just going to trim that out too. So just somewhere on the off to the side. Okay, let's move our mat out of the way. Now while we still have our ink out, I want to grab a piece of scratch paper, grid paper. I'm going to do some ink blending. I'm going to use that same blending brush. I'm just going to kind of get some of that ink off of it. And I'm going to pull in my Mint Macaron ink pad. And I have a circle that I've cut with the stitch shapes. And we're just going to blend onto that circle. And I want it darker on the bottom and lighter on the top. So I'm going to tap it on my ink pad. Then I'm going to start it on my grid paper and then just kind of blend onto it. And these brushes are so nice. If you've wanted to do ink blending, but have been a little bit intimidated, if you didn't know how to achieve that look, the brushes are fantastic. These are amazing brushes. I have loved playing with them. They have been just so much fun to play with. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of turn it so I can get this side. I want a little bit of ink up here, but I don't want it to be super saturated. But we just want to add some Mint Macaron. I seriously do not know what's going on outside. There's construction of some sort, but who knows? And just a little bit. And the heavier you are the more heavy-handed you are, the darker the ink will be. So it's always better to start light. You can always add ink, but you can't take it away. Okay, I think that looks fantastic. So we have nice dark on the bottom, and it blends up to the lighter Mint Macaron. Okay, so that is all of our inking. So let me get our little die cutting machine out. This is our baby. This is going to be available to purchase on January 5th. If you are a demonstrator, you can purchase this now. If you want to add this to your starter kit, you can also get this right now. You can add it into your starter kit and join my team. So we're going to take that die from the die set that comes in that product medley. We're going to cut this out. I'm going to use a piece of Post-it tape to hold it. Just because I don't want this to jump when I put the top plate on. So perfect. This little die cutting machine stays on my desk. I use it all the time. It is so much fun. And then the sides fold up just like that. Perfect. Sits perfectly on your desk. You are ready to go. And look how cute our cactus is. So cute. Okay. Let me get this die off of here. I don't want to lose that. And then I'm just going to trim off our greeting. Just like that. Okay. A little bit more trimming on the greeting. I'm just going to trim the sides. Just like this. Super cute. Okay, I think we have all our pieces. So let's put it all together. So out of that product medley, I also took 2 of the felt flowers. We're going to assemble all this together. So I have a scalloped circle that I've die cut out of Mint Macaron. And I'm going to layer my stitched circle that we ink blended on there. Dimensionals. I'm going to put some dimensionals on our cactus. And we're going to stick that right on here. I'm going to use a little bit of my Tombow glue and just do a line right across the bottom here, and that's going to be where our greeting is going to go. Just kind of down, covering the very bottom of that cactus. Perfect. We'll let that kind of dry and set up. We're going to add our flowers. I'm going to put a dot of glue on each end. Oop, that one went a little crazy, but that's okay. It'll be covered up. Nobody will know. And then I'm just going to add my felt flowers to those glue dots. Those areas of glue. You can also use glue dots to assemble these. For the felt, I especially like the Tombow glue. Okay, so cute. Isn't it cute? It's so cute. Okay, one more finishing touch on our little tag. I have a bow that I've tied with that linen thread that comes in the medley, and I've already tied it and put a glue dot on it so you guys didn't have to watch that happen. We all know how painful that can be when I have to tie bows on camera. It's never pretty. Okay, so we're going to bring in our box here. Now I'm going to take one of the edges of my dimensionals and I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'm going to put that edge right up to where the lid closes. It's not stopping it from closing, it's not holding it down, but it's going to make sure that we have exact placement. I'm also going to put a couple more regular dimensionals right below it just to hold everything in place. And this is going to go right on top of there, just like that. And then you just tuck in your lid right behind your label piece, and there you have it. Super cute. It's such a cute little gift box. Such a fun little treat. Oreo brownies. Who doesn't love Oreo brownies? So I have 2 of them, 1 for each child now. So they will love this, I'm sure. Okay, now for my live schedule for next week, I will be going live next week on Tuesday on my business page. And that's to kick off the catalog. I don't know a time yet. I need to check kids' schedules. They're back in school by next week. And my husband's schedules to make sure we don't hit any meetings. But I will make sure to post in my business page to kick off the new catalog. I'll be live next week on Tuesday. And then I'll be live on Wednesday again on my business page for my regular weekly Facebook Live. Now, next Saturday, though, on January 9th, I will be live again in my VIP group, and I'll be live every single Saturday in my VIP group sharing a new and amazing celebration product. So I'll make sure to post all about that, but I hope you guys have a fantastic New Year's. Be safe however you celebrate, and I will see you guys next year. Bye.